Phenomenal. Okay, good. Yeah, just cut that out, Noah, because it's gonna make me
Nah,
sound.
it's in there.
Please, no, please cut it out. I don't want to sound dumb. Um,
Welcome to the podcast, Elena. We all go through that feeling.
Hello, and welcome to Saving People Queering Things, this supernatural podcast where mommy issues aren't only related to Dean.
Oh, yuck, gross, I hate it.
Today we are
Who
pulling
came
up
up
to
with
season
that?
8, episode 3, Heartache.
I just realized who directed this episode, and that makes me
Yes.
feel extra gross about it, but
Yes, we have to talk about.
we're going to get into that
Wait,
later.
oh shit, is this a Jensen one?
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
Jensen.
I noted it in the episode. I noted it in not the episode doc, but on the master list. It is noted that Jensen Ackles directed.
Yeah, see, I did not recall that.
Me
Okay,
neither.
so let's get
Yeah.
into it, and then
Yeah,
we can
let's do it,
get
let's do
into it.
Who are we right now?
So I'm your host, Elena. Pronouns they, them.
I'm Noah, pronouns he, him.
And I'm August. They them pronouns.
And my question of the day I have for my co-hosts is ... dot 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 dot.
Oh, my answer is ...
I don't think
Amazing.
that bit will be as funny listening to. I'm sorry. That's a
That's
little mean.
valid.
You know what,
Sorry.
August? We love
I'm
that you
sorry.
keep us humble, okay? And
I'm just
I
like,
respect
I'm very
the
sorry.
fuck
I
out
realized
of
as
it.
I was saying it, I was like, "Oh, that might be a
No,
little
but
too
you know what?
mean."
The fact that you said it really cemented that the whole thing has to stay in.
See, now I can. See, I just
It's so good.
Oh, okay. That's a really weird, wacky question. Let's go for it.
You love it.
yeah.
All right. So my question of the day for my co-host is, if you had the opportunity to live forever and could do the same thing over and over again as the character in this does sports, what would be your thing that you would continually do?
Shit,
Oh,
my,
that's a good question.
my
I thought you
first
were going a different
instinct-
direction with
yeah,
that question,
I was
and
like,
I
nope,
really
I
like the
wouldn't
one you
live
went with.
forever. No, thank
I
you.
was like, no,
That's where I
actually,
thought-
I'm opting out. But I like this question better because it's more about like what do you think you could
Yeah,
do
like
forever?
if you you're living forever and it's doing something that you love, but you have to like every couple years you got to like change your identity. What would you do?
I'm gonna write because I could just write all the genres over
yeah.
all the lifetimes.
All the genres
That's what I'm gonna
forever.
do.
Oh wow, because you
Or
could do
that or
ending.
that or like art in a larger sense, because then you just become a different kind of artist. Like my part of my problem is that like I am interested in too many types of art. I'm not particularly great at any of them, but I like to try different types.
Whoa.
And I could get great at all of them if I had infinite amount of time. I'm not saying I'm not great at any of them. I'm just
That
saying
feels like that's exactly what you just said.
no, I just said I'm not very good at all of them. I don't show the ones I'm not
Okay.
good at.
Okay.
Not bragging about those. No, I think that like art in general, probably writing specifically.
I'd have to agree. And what's really fun with that is it would make it's resetting your identity easier because you could just
Right.
publish under pen names.
Right. You could just live a really low key life. You just move, you just sort of reinvent yourself somewhere else. It's actually like probably one of like pro sports is a wild way of like
Yeah.
In
not
front of
hiding
so
that
many
very well.
people.
The fact
Oh
that
my
nobody
God.
okay, I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk we
Yeah,
have to talk about
we'll
the like
get into that.
portrayal
We'll get
of
into that.
athletes in this episode, but
Anyway, great.
I don't have a great answer because I would love to say, podcasting. Like I would love to like do different types of podcasts, but who knows how long those are going to survive and what they're going to evolve into over the next 30, 40 years. Like who knows?
Well, yes, but you got to remember, podcasting is just the technological version of oral storytelling, and that has existed longer than books.
and you
So,
could do it big. You could change medium. You might
That would be
podcast. You might
pretty
be a
dope.
radio host. You might be like a
yeah, like at one point you were a
community
bard,
storyteller.
and then then you were working for a 1940s radio show, and then you were doing the television, and then you were
By
on
Joe,
some radio.
did you
And
hear down the street
movie
they shot someone?
imported directly into people's
You just
microchips.
see this would also feed right into your I want to develop different accents
Yeah,
thing because
true.
you just new environment, new medium, new accent.
See, okay, so that would be my main, but the one that I came up with because I don't know about, changing mediums, yeah, that makes sense. I would want to do some sort of animal rescue thing
Aww.
because, like, there's always a cat or a dog, or let's be honest, a cat out there that needs more love. And I would always be like, yeah, I got you.
That's
And that's
beautiful.
one that I feel like people wouldn't pay too much attention to, like
No.
my identity. So I wouldn't have to
Like
change
the
that
the
often.
the Tiger King era would be a little tricky for you to
Carol
navigate, but beyond
Baskin
that, I think you're fine.
killed her husband, whacked him.
What's happening? Amazing.
What about you, Elaine?
Huh?
What about you?
I would do writing too, for sure. Not even like it's
Wait. Okay, pause. Elena, will you go over to that side of the room real quick? August and I are going to talk over here.
No, I'm gonna stay right here.
So August, is Elena starting their immortal bit right now? Because they're already a writer. So what does this
Yeah,
say
this
to
is
us
so
hearing that?
I don't know. I don't know.
There is
Interesting.
a Renoir painting that looks weirdly like me. And when I
Send it
saw
in the
it,
That's
Discord.
true. I know which painting you're talking about, actually.
Wait, do you?
I think maybe.
It's like they're like wearing like a red dress and like brushing their hair or something.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Oh my God, Renoir brushing
So
hair.
you're not yeah, you're feeding into this.
I know, but I love it. No, it wasn't that. It doesn't. Which fucking one is it?
No, I think y'all are both making this up.
No, I swear. Nope. Now you're gonna get Tangent Elena for.
Tangelina.
So now that you have met our host for the day, it is time to catch you up. If you haven't watched Supernatural recently, here's what you missed on the road so far. First up, August is going to recap the show up to this point. Are you prepared to do 8 seasons?
Holy,
Or
7
seasons and 3 episodes. 2 episodes.
yeah, you know what? I am always ready. I was born ready.
All right.
I am so totally ready.
I'm gonna count you in 3, 2, 1, go.
So in this world there are monsters, and in this world there are also hunters, and 2 of them are Sam and Dean. And over the course of 7 seasons, they have stopped the apocalypse. A couple of times they have met an angel who Dean is kind of have a thing with. They've stopped the world ending, not apocalypse, a couple of times, and now they are trying to find this prophet that they've lost and figure out the word of God and what to do with it, and maybe close the gates of hell? Question mark.
Amazing.
Very good. Very good.
You know what? Your dramatics were very stressful.
Thank you.
Oh my
That
gosh.
was the intention, but you made me feel like I had no time left for like after about 5 seconds. For like the 25 seconds of that, Noah's like panicking, like, you're running out of time with his entire body language.
Started
And
looking at the timer on my screen.
No, why?
doing a really good job of looking at it and just making that look like
Thank you.
you're not gonna get through it, and that just fuels me.
See? And
Through it.
I knew that that's how you operate.
You know
That's
what?
okay.
So it was just an act of love.
Exactly.
It was an act of love and support, if you can believe it. Okay. I had gone back to scrolling. All right. Now it is Noah's turn to recap this week's episode, Heartache. Noah,
Oh,
prepared.
I'm so prepared.
All right. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the boys are back. They're together, they're adventuring, and they're having to follow this like trail of bodies that like have gotten their hearts ripped out. And they're like, cool. And Dean the whole time is like, hey, we're back. And it's like nothing happened except you left for a year, and I'm not gonna let you forget that. And then they run into this monster who made a deal with a Mayan god 900 years ago and fucks his mom. And it's like, okay, this is kind of gross. This is not great. And then Sam makes it clear that he wants to leave Dean at some point. I don't like it.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Decided to freak out at Noah in turn. And
Yeah, it was good. You just didn't have the timer in your reticle of space, so it didn't help you, you know?
No.
That's the problem is when I'm in control of the timer, I could see it. I'm the only one that
I
can
could see
point at
it.
it. Well, no, I'm the only one that can point at it like it's in the
Oh,
room
yeah.
with them, you know? It's like,
Yeah, that's true. Is the timer in the room with us?
it is.
Blink twice.
Well, the timer's in the room with
Wham. And now that we are all caught up on what's going on in the supernatural world, it is time for this week's hunt. Today we are pulling up to season 8, episode 3, Heartache, directed by one Jensen Ackles, through the
Jackals.
of perfection.
Oh, yep.
A lot of thoughts.
Yeah, Noah, like where do you want to start with your thoughts
Where do I
about this
want
episode
to
from
start?
a first time?
Well, honestly, I really, truly want to start at the very last scene.
Oh,
of the-
okay.
Like, I'm talking the flashback that Sam has in the car. Because 2 episodes ago, I complained very heavily about the fact
You
that
did.
Sam did not give us the dog's name. And
Yeah.
now we've got it.
Now we've got the dog's name.
Riot.
How do you feel about that, Noah?
I don't love it.
I mean, especially since Sam definitely is the one that named it.
Definitely.
Because he hit this dog and then he took this dog. He definitely named it.
For sure.
Really? That's the name you're gonna go with? That dog does not look like a riot.
No.
Like,
it looks like a riotous fun amount of time, sure, because it's an Australian Shepherd, I think.
yeah, but like that's not.
But
riot
no.
is the kind of name you give to like a very specific type of personality of dog, and that dog does not come across that way.
No, not at all. Can I ask us to please suggest some alternative names? At least one from each of us, please.
Okay.
I can go first if we need.
Like names we would name this dog or name we think Sam should have named this dog.
Maybe one of both.
Oh, that's just double.
That's a lot. Yeah, double effort. Or you can choose. You can choose either or.
I have to look at a picture of this dog.
It's an Australian Shepherd.
It's so cute.
That means literal nothing to me.
I had a whole conversation with students today about types of dogs.
I don't know dog breeds. It's not that I don't like dogs. I just don't know their names offhand.
No, but Australian Shepherds are basically the cutest ones.
Shih Tzus would like a word.
Okay, they can have it. I'll give them fucking hands. Come at me with my Australian Shepherd. Fuck off, Shih Tzu. You know what you are? You're a zoo without any fucking animals in it. You're a shit zoo.
No.
Dad joke time.
You went too
Let's
far.
go.
The joke, you went and then you explained the joke.
I'll cut that bit
Both
out.
of my dead dogs would beg to differ.
No, you gotta leave that in.
I'm so sorry, Elena. That part was not personal.
I know.
Did you look up pictures of Australian Shepherds though? Because
that's what I'm trying to do.
Let's talk about it.
I'm trying to look up the picture of the dog in the episode.
Okay, I got you. Wait, actually, I have it on a different tab. Open, still to the episode.
Just was because I was doing a little research here. Oh no, Cooter, don't do this to me. You're struggling a little. I'm trying to look something up. I'm gonna find it.
Found it, but only in black and white.
So Sam also. Okay, so we like maybe important in noting this in terms of Sam is that
yeah, I pulled up that exact image.
Is that Sam? This is not the first dog that Sam has sort of ended up with. Because he also had Bones.
And Riot. Sam, I'm worried about you.
Like Bones and Riot, which are both theoretically names that he gave them both. Because where did he get that other dog? We don't know.
Bones, I stand by. I will always support the name Bones.
It's a cute name. I think that one is a better name, but it is also like putting those two names together and being like, okay, Sam, this is an interesting look into your psyche.
Shout out to my baby girl Bones in New Mexico. I know you're still out there and you haven't died missing. You're still out there. Anyway, Riot is a cute puppy and I fucking love him.
Real cute pupper.
Could have gone better with the name. My suggestion, Shark.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. That'd be just so funny.
Be so good. Take him to a dog park. Shark! And everyone's going to be so confused.
Sharky in there. Sharky.
Be so good.
I think this dog looks like a Francis to me.
That's also really cute.
It's pretty good.
To call him Frankie for short.
That's too close to Frank, who just died.
How dare you? That's what I would name him though. What should have Sam named his dog?
See, that's where I'm getting hung up. Is like
honestly, like Wesson.
Yeah, honestly, Sam, like
Smith and Wesson.
That
guns.
Yeah,
because he's a Winchester, so he should continue that family.
But is that something that Sam would do? Like name animal after a weapon? Like Dean, absolutely. I think that would do that.
Fair.
Yeah, Dean would have a puppy named Sawed Off, and it would just be a normal.
Okay, that would be such a kick-ass name for a dog. Fuck.
Good name. Oh, I hate that.
Sorry. Sometimes I have a galaxy brain.
I hate that for a lot of reasons.
I think Sam should have named it Baby. Nope, that's weak. Oh. It's weak.
No, I could see Sam naming it after a location.
The hole. The pit. That's what I meant. The pit, not the hole. Fuck.
What if it's a girl dog and he wants to name it Winnie or something?
Okay. Or what if it's a boy dog and he names it Chester? Shout out KJ.
We've concluded what it's going to be. And August, I concur with your messages.
Yeah, all I can think about.
As soon as I said the whole, and you started typing real aggressively.
No, I'm typing about something else.
Another spoiler.
It's fine. It's something else you can't know, but I'm mad about it. So
okay. Cool.
I could also, no, I think I don't have anything to add. I think your suggestions.
Yeah, I think Chester
there.
But really, Shark.
Okay. Do you have other thoughts on this dog other than
I do.
Sam sucks at naming things?
I do. if I'm ever out jogging at night, which at night, not likely. Let's be real. But somebody runs up, catches up to me, keeps pace with me, gives me a weird ass look, and then sprints off ahead of me. You know what? I'm gonna turn around and run the other direction. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, I'm
I will
going a
go
different way.
this way. Bye.
If I get a weird vibe, I might just leave. I might
Yeah.
just be like, you know what? I'm not
And-
running here today.
Park
Maybe-
exit.
Maybe he's doing like a loop to get back to his car. Sure. I will, no matter how far through the loop I am, I'm gonna turn around and run back to my car.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm like,
Goodbye.
you know what? This run is officially over. You gave me weird vibes out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Actually.
It was also very interesting. Well, I say interesting. It was very funny when Dean is like, "Oh, wait, check it out. I bought an app." And Sam's like, "Sorry, what?"
So I
And
was like,
Dean's
I didn't know he knew how to do that.
Yeah. Or I didn't know he would spend any money on the App Store. He would only be getting free apps, I'm
Right.
sure.
Dean has definitely
what?
tried out 6 different language like free
Oh.
translator apps and then finally been like, fine, I'll shell it that
And
$3.50
it's
for it.
wild because the one that he like turns around, it looks very similar to Google Translate, which, spoiler alert, is free.
It's already free.
Which
And it's,
at this
yeah.
point, it's what, 2012, 13? Where are we at? Season 8, 5 plus
Yeah,
yeah,
season 8.
13. Okay, end of 2012. I'm sure there were some free decent ones out there.
Yeah, probably.
Oh wait, better question. Do we think Dean had like the phone lighter app,
The what?
the app where you could like hit
I
it
think
and
he
it was
might
like
be
a
a little bit.
lighter?
I think he might be a little bit too old for that.
Okay, fair enough.
I think.
What
I think
about the gun
I think if
one?
it existed when season 1 Dean, like in
Yeah.
season 1 Dean, I think then he has that app. Ironically,
Yeah.
and
But
annoyingly.
it was out. I feel like it was out in like 2009.
Yeah,
was
which is
out
still
very
like season 5.
No, season 9 is season 4.
Yeah.
But yeah.
2009 is season 4.
Yeah, you're right, you're
I
right,
feel
you're
like
right.
he's too.
You're right.
It's post Hell. He's not. Unfortunately, he's not the silly, goofy little guy after Hell.
You are so real. Okay.
We got to talk more about this flashback later because it pisses me off.
More about the witch thing?
The flashback makes me angry.
Ugh.
But we
Sam
Yeah,
flashback.
we'll come back to that
Yeah.
since
Yeah,
it's
okay.
closer to the end.
okay, so like the first bit of this episode is boring. Can I say that? Can I say
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
first part of this episode until we get to any like it's boring. It's boring. I don't
Yeah.
care about the plot of this hunt until like a good 50% of the way through the episode. They move too slow but also give too much information.
And there's
Um,
like, I don't know how to
It's just not
describe it,
compelling.
but there's like a weird, the pacing is not normal.
No.
It's not like sometimes a good like one-off monster of the week where there's not a lot of like character development or like big plot stuff is kind of fun, but this doesn't feel like that. And also Supernatural, I think when it's doing one-offs well, it's still like thematically tying in to the rest of the season. And this like is like it's half-assed trying to be like, if you live like, you gotta do what you want to do with your life because you don't know how long your life is gonna be. But then they're doing that by being like, look at this guy who like artificially extended his life by like 900 years. And
Yeah.
you're like, I don't know, thematically it just kind of doesn't work for me. And it feels like the pacing is like not particularly compelling.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Which I like I'm sad to say because again the idea like I actually really like love monster stories that are dealing with like the concept of immortality. I think they're really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even Supernatural has done this better.
Who did this better?
Supernatural,
Oh, yeah.
monster movie, and other times.
True.
It's like and I think that's it though, is that it's like it's revisiting like very standard material and it's not doing anything new.
Yeah, right. Like all the reveals are like meant to be these like big reveals, but like you could see them a mile away. Like once you realize that he's probably probably an ancient being, it's obvious that the girl, like the woman, is obviously like that's like they do the reveal, but you're like, I already kind of figured that out a few minutes ago. So
Yeah.
it's not great.
No, definitely not. I don't know. It felt at first that they were reminiscing on the, sister who donates her kidney to her sister and is like, yeah, and then haunts the kidney, which
Oh.
to a certain extent they are, but like they're not.
Yeah, it's like we've seen haunted organs before on this show. Like we've seen like everything about it in other episodes done
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, and it feels a little bit like they didn't know what they were trying to do in this episode. And even the flashbacks, like they don't really like the Sam and Dean stuff that's happening doesn't really match the episode. So you just
Yeah.
like every once in a while they're like, let's pull back and have a conversation with them talking about like hunting and Sam applying to university and, you know, the tension between them. But those feel like you could have thrown them in a totally different episode and it would have made no difference.
Yeah.
Like they don't feel necessary in this episode. Or you could have thrown them all for 5 minutes at the beginning or end and that, like, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, it's weird too because like I love the episodes that Jensen directs, but this one like I completely forgot as I was watching it that he was the director.
I was looking
There's
at
nothing that like, jumps out about it.
the only thing that I thought when I was thinking of him as the director, and it's just I think Jensen having some like is the scene where they kill the lady, the monster.
Okay.
See, the directing that he does, or like the vision he has for like his own placement in that scene is like very specific and very interesting. And okay, Jensen, that's I know that's also probably
script, is what we're calling it.
The combination of script, right? Obviously, what was in the script and how he chose to interpret it, very interesting. But yeah, like other than that, there's not a lot of like wow moments in this episode.
Well,
and like I was looking at the list of what he's directed so far, and like we only had 2 episodes he's directed so far. We've had Weekend at Bobby's, which again I think was his strongest directing episode so far.
Very good.
And then Girl Next Door. And Girl Next Door I think is also really well directed. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, this one is
real quick about the scene where Dean is being held down and
what are your thoughts, Noah?
Tortured. Literally, I saw this exact GIF on Twitter in the past week. Not even like
funny.
Like over a while, but in the past week. Do you want to guess what the caption was?
No.
I would love for you to just throw a random guess out there.
I mean, it's equal parts potentially. The thing is, it's 50-50 on whether or not the poster is talking about Jensen or talking about Dean, like 50-50.
Dean.
Genuinely go either way.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was from someone who had never seen Supernatural before. I'll give you that too.
Is that a knife? Or are you happy to see me?
Close. The caption was, why? I've never seen the show, but why does this guy always look like he's 10 seconds away from being topped?
Boy.
And then, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't like it or save it because I kind of scrolled past it pretty quick because I was trying to keep myself. I didn't realize it was this close. I was like, fuck, shit, here it is. As soon as he got thrown down, I was like, oh my God, wait, I've seen this.
That's incredible.
She's about to do her hand like, yep, there she goes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That is like, I would say like there are like 2 or 3 scenes that are really strong, and that moment is one of them. Mostly just because it's I don't know, and we're dealing again. I want this episode to be better because there's that part of it. There's the part of it where you're like, wow, it's just a really like interesting, like really charged scene. But also there's the whole like heart metaphor thing we've been exploring.
Exactly.
And it's here again. Why is Dean the one that's getting his heart ripped out? Because that's the whole point.
Yep.
Yeah. It's always Dean. It's always Dean whose heart is sort of on the line in these scenarios as a metaphor for his queerness, and it's always tied to his sexuality in some interesting way. And again, even just the charged nature of the scene kind of implies that here.
Okay, now my pick for the mixtape this week wasn't The Line by 21 Pilots, but I feel like it should be an honorable mention because, yeah, my body's on the line now. I can't fight this time now. Maybe this is the one that, like, this is the one that kills me. Hey, my heart's been on the line a fucking lot if I'm Dean.
Ooh.
That song also would go well because of the things Bean is knocking over in my room. No, that would also go well because of the Betsy Eleanor thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's kind of put her heart on the line for this guy.
Yeah.
She has. Like she's not tied to his fate.
He was an 800-year-old falling in love with a 20-year-old.
Okay. You know what? Let's just go ahead and finish out the mixtape suggestions for this week, huh?
Yeah, what else you got?
Oh, I got a good one.
August, do you want to go first?
Sure. I went with Who Wants to Live Forever by Queen.
Oh.
Because I think in this context it's a little bit funny. But also like it's simultaneously like kind of funny if you think about him, but it's also kind of tragic when you think about her. Like the whole line, like there's no place for us. Like this, as soon as she knows his secret, it's doom.
Yeah.
Because like
he's going to outlast her.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, here's one thing that slightly bugs me about the plot that I didn't just now.
Okay.
This immortal has presumably been through quite a bit in the last 1,000 years.
He's murdered 1,800 people minimum.
Yeah, and he drives off a bridge and that kills him?
Yeah, it's a little
Feels
weak.
real weird.
You know
And
what?
Dean even points that out. Like, they even point that out within the episode.
Mhm.
And
Like-
then are just kind of like, well, I guess it just worked. Like, with no,
I
like,
think-
it's like they try to be like, there's a plot hole. And then they just were like, that hole, actually not a plot hole.
Yeah.
You're like,
The thing
it
that
is,
really
right there.
kills him is what we like to call plot, convenience.
I see. He must have had a chronic case of that going on.
Exactly. Yep.
Wow.
with
yeah.
a side of, we don't really care
it's
enough.
so sad when that happens to a character. It's just nothing to be done.
With a side of hand wavy.
Yeah, it was kind of hand wavy bullshit. Because we're not really that interested in this plot anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
the plot equivalent of the Peanuts teachers talking.
Wah, 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 wah.
That's what Supernatural does when it's bad. It's the plot
true,
equivalent
it
of
really
Peanuts
does.
adults talking.
You're
Very
like,
true.
and I'm like, who wrote this episode?
Hmm.
Oh, it's a Buckner Ross Lemming episode. So,
My surprise just went to 0.
like, again, it's not like they've never written anything good, but like they do write some stinkers, and this is kind of a stinker.
A big
Struggling to
stinker.
think of what they've written that I like. Now I need to.
No, I think as I know because I remember looking at this last time. Yeah, because they wrote things like what did they write that was good? Man, maybe this is maybe it. I'm like, they've written a fucking lot of episodes. They've written some good episodes like later on. I can't say some of the names because
Well, I'm
Yeah,
looking
the
at
names
a list.
themselves are
Hold on.
spoilery.
Spoilers. Okay, but
yeah,
what in
I mean,
the past have they
again,
written?
they're well, this is only their 5th episode.
Oh, okay.
So they wrote Route
But they wrote-
666.
I was
Yeah.
about to guess if it was Route 666.
Shut up,
But then
Dr.
and then they didn't
Phil.
write another episode till season 7. They wrote Shut Up, Dr. Phil, Slice Girls, and Of Grave Importance. Which again, their track record so
Oh,
far.
okay.
They wrote Cassie, which is like point in their favor, but then they wrote Cassie in the racist truck episode, which
Yeah.
like negative points.
Yeah,
So many
it-
negative points.
I don't think it comes out as a net positive.
Oh,
there.
absolutely does not.
I'm looking at this, and there are only.
It's few and
Yeah,
I
I can't.
it's not very many really great
No.
episodes. Yeah, so again, not
None of these episodes fall into my category of great episodes.
Oh no. They have not written any great episodes. They've written some slightly better episodes and some
They also wrote the one that.
which number?
920.
No. Well, let me double check it.
Because I'm looking at a list right now. What?
1021.
Yeah.
921.
Yep. They did. Yep, they did. They
The
also
one
wrote
right after
921.
Bloodlines.
They also wrote 921, which is like, ooh, don't like it.
Wait, I thought that's what Elena just said.
No, Elena said 1021.
Oh,
Do I even fucking remember what this episode is about?
probably not.
Oh, no. Yeah, that one is not good.
Right.
Speaking of,
Don't mind. Actually, you know what? We're not going to talk in code about episodes no one hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
That's unhelpful.
We're just going to leave it at we don't generally like Buck Lemming episodes.
speaking of Supernatural not being that great, sometimes. My mixtape pick this
Yes.
week, honestly, not the honorable mention of The Line by 21 Pounds, which is a phenomenal song. Love it. Go listen to it.
Yes,
But
recommendation.
is relating to the weird relationship that Eleanor has with Brick. And that song is Does Your Mama Know by 99%. And it's
Totally
it's,
normal behavior, Noah.
it's
Totally.
not the best song that I've ever given to the mixtape, for sure. It is a fun
It's not the best
time.
episode we've ever talked about. So.
That's
No.
also true. And the
And
chorus
I gotta say, I love it when we get to do an episode we don't like.
It's kind of fun to just be like, man, this sucks. This is bad.
Yep,
This is bad
It's not good
TV.
quality.
Yeah. Yep.
Like plot poking and all those plot holes. Noah, tell us more about this song.
No, the song is very funny, and it's talking about like, hi, I met this girl in Hollywood, whatever, no big deal. And now do your dance, go to work like it's a 9 to 5. And he says, I like the way you bring that back, but does your mama know you dance like that?
No.
Stupid.
It's so
Stupid choice that I
funny.
love.
It's so stupid. But damn,
This is an
why does he fuck his mom? Basically, like it's not his mom. Like they fell in
Well,
love when they were both young.
But why do they have to pretend? Why did they?
Why do
Why
they
did
have
they
to
decide they
pretend?
need to
did they
pretend?
go with?
Like, I guess they were like, well, has to make logical sense that we live together, but also like, who needs to know that you live together?
Yeah, who's
Also,
coming over
You don't
to this
like.
house?
like, or like you're into MILFs, like
Yeah.
whatever.
Sugar
People,
mama.
that's less
Let's
weird than
go.
pretending that this person, like, because what, like,
Oh.
like this could have gone so badly. Also, he's a professional athlete, so like I'm like a like really, really good professional athlete. So like someone's gonna figure out that you're banging the person that you have been saying is your mom.
Yup.
That seems like so risky for your reputation, which just seems like a pretty big thing for you to people to not dig around too much in your personal life.
Which, okay, also, I don't want it to come across like I'm anti MILFs, cougars, sugar mamas. Like I'm not anti younger men being into older women. Any sugar mamas out there, hit me up. But also, like, it's just weird that they are actively pretending to the rest of the world like they are mother and son.
Yeah. It's
that's the weird part. Role play is a different thing. I am not 100% on board with it, but like, hey,
whatever. What you do in your own
that's you
personal life.
But pretending
whatever.
to everyone, that's different.
It's just a little icky.
Yeah.
And
guys,
okay.
Oh, sorry.
I also have plot questions. Well, these are less plot questions and more like I don't understand, like sports related.
Oh, here, I got you.
Things.
Google's sports questions.
Not even questions, just like, I don't know. This episode reminded me how little I care about football. I'm sorry. I was like, man, I don't care.
Hurts me a little bit, but it's
at
okay.
all.
I get it.
I don't care at all about.
Yeah.
It's also like I was like, please, I don't feel like you earned Sam being this excited about this. Football has come up like twice in the whole show. We're 8 seasons in. They've watched football one singular time.
Yep. Why am I
mentioned it maybe one other time.
They mentioned baseball more.
Yeah, like why wasn't he a baseball player? That would have made more sense.
Well, he was at one point.
Yeah, but why didn't they make him the baseball player currently? Because that would have made more sense for Sam to be interested in.
True.
Sam, I feel, would have been more interested in him being a tennis player.
See, there's so many more funny things it could have been.
Challengers.
Seen it. This is an anecdote to be cut, but that we can come back to when we're done recording. Have y'all ever heard the song "I'm My Own Grandpa"?
Think so.
No.
It's ridiculous. Willie Nelson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, by Willie Nelson. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Then yes.
Yeah. Absolutely preposterous. And I did find that picture, by the way.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'll share it with y'all at the end.
Send it.
No, I want to see y'all's faces when you see it.
Okay. I won't look at it right now.
Where is it? Where did you send it?
Oh, I didn't send it anywhere. But
they said they won't. They refused.
That's not what I said.
Okay, but just anyway, I have questions about how feasible it would be to
pull
off what he's pulling off, which is like not be sort of figured out. And like, yes, people don't look for the obvious. Like it's nobody, no human's gonna think about like someone living forever. But like
here and now in the 2020s, even like anywhere from 2015 on, I'd say 2010 on, people have been like so focused on conspiracy theories and connecting immortals.
There's always been some people who are.
Oscar Isaac, he's probably immortal. Let's be real. There's been multiple portraits that look exactly like that motherfucker.
I mean, Paul Rudd hasn't aged in about
Paul Rudd
25 years.
He's aged in reverse.
Paul Rudd is questionable at this point.
If anything, Paul Rudd's fucking 55 years old.
Rebecca Ferguson.
That's not true.
An icon and a legend, and is just gorgeous. I don't know how that. But she's also immortally young. Sure, yeah, that's what we were talking about. I just got caught up talking about hot people. Fuck.
What were we saying before that?
What were we talking about?
One silly anecdote that I had about the episode was just that at the very beginning, like it looks like Jensen and Jared both went and got like bros spray tans. Like it's really weird. I'm not used to them looking like that, and it like struck me as strange that they both just looked like luxuriously tanned for no reason.
Maybe they went home for the summer, back to Texas.
Yeah, it's true.
Sunny old Kansas.
Texas. Jensen and Jared.
No, Jensen and Jared are kind of badly tanned.
Not the boys, but Jensen and Jared.
Well, they look crispy.
And tasty. Fuck. Guys, let's talk about something else. I'm on hot people.
Okay. Let's talk about the only really important stuff from this episode, which is that like they are in some conflict, but also like it's kind of weird and doesn't fully make sense and still makes me mad about the plot lines that they've chosen to do.
Yeah, I really can't emphasize enough how much I don't like Sam's arc at the beginning half of this season. It's just I feel
Unbelievably
like
bad.
after what they've been through in the last couple of seasons, discord between the two of them is not good at this point.
It's not even earned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not earned.
Because, like, okay, we've talked before about how Sam leaving the life and abandoning Kevin, even though he knew that Kevin got taken by Crowley, is fucked up. Like, that's stupid. But then for Dean to come back and Sam to be like, well, I had something that we've never experienced, even though he actively knew that Dean was with Lisa for a year, and Sam sat by and saw it and didn't say anything to him.
So Sam lived with Jess fully out of the life
for like more than a year.
It was the disrespect to Jess's memory by Sam being like, I've never had normal life. Like, what the fuck was that?
Didn't he and Jess have a dog? Didn't they have a pet of some sort? Didn't they mention? No? Okay.
Not that we're aware of.
But they had a full like life. They were like,
they had friends. They like went out with people.
He was having a college experience. Like maybe he doesn't. It just feels not.
It's
the writing for Sam feels very like
selfish.
Right. It feels like they're writing him to be selfish.
He feels out of character.
Not organically. Mm-hmm.
Like it's reminding me of soulless Sam, but he's not soulless right now.
No, he's got his full soul and recollection.
Which is why it doesn't make sense. Because like I totally like the conflict between them of like Dean, like I think Dean is dealing with his like purgatory trauma by being like, I actually love hunting so much. And that's bullshit. And like it's fair that Sam is like, that's bullshit. But Sam is not, for Sam to be like, actually, I'm considering like just leaving hunting and it's totally fine. It's totally normal. You actually don't need me, Dean. Like
the problem is that Dean isn't saying I love hunting so much. It's that he's saying I've returned to normalcy and I've returned to Earth where I can do my normal job of hunting instead of hunting for my fucking life.
Right. And that
feels
right. He's come back to like some equilibrium in his like experience of reality.
But the biggest piece that really sucks is that, especially with a show like Supernatural, like in these earlier seasons in particular, I say earlier, this is like mid-seasons.
Boy.
The emphasis is these two brothers care about each other more than anything in the fucking universe.
They will bend the rules of space and time and natural law to get each other back.
Yeah. And Sam, this whole episode, feels like he's actively trying to get away from Dean.
It does.
Yeah.
But not in a like previous times where that's happened, Sam has had like a really emotionally resonant reason, like trauma related usually, or like really desperate. Amy, Jess, Lucifer, like all the things, like the demon blood reveal, Azazel, like all those reasons for him trying to get out of the life like made sense. And here it just feels like he's kind of being like, actually, I don't care about you very much, Dean.
Yeah.
And it's when Dean is sitting there and he's like, he's not saying that he necessarily even likes hunting or just like life. He's saying, I love being back in this car with you. Doing what we do, which is saving.
And Dean's like, Sam's response is basically like, you don't need me. It's so callous.
Yeah.
Even though Sam, like for the first half of the episode, Dean does the most of the hunting lifting. Like he does the investigation. He puts together some pieces. But Sam ends up leaning into the research bit that he has fulfilled multiple times in the past and loves doing, clearly because he does it. And he's like clearly getting some like satisfaction out of it. And so like, Sam, you are still important to the hunt. Like, why are you acting like you're not, even though you provided, I want to say two clues to this hunt in particular that Dean didn't get to. He may not have ever gotten to.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have known that it was a Mayan god. He wouldn't have known a ton about that. He may have put together that Betsy was Eleanor. But maybe it was because he would have guessed it. He would have been like, you know what? Fuck it. Hey, Eleanor, are you Betsy? And she would have been like, shit. He's like, okay, yeah, that's what I knew. I knew the whole time, because he is good. I'm not trying to say that Dean is bad at hunting, but like Sam and Dean work together. That's
they're good because they both do different things.
Yes.
And for Sam to say, like, what really got me, what really pissed me off from Sam in this episode was when he says, like, not only just says, like, he maybe, like, this is after they fall, like, Dean's discovered that Sam is maybe looking at colleges and, like, and Dean says, I've got a new perspective. I know where I belong, like, with you. And Sam's like, maybe you're better alone because then you won't have to explain yourself to anyone. And, like, just idea that like, I mean, that's like right at Dean's insecurities. Like the idea that Dean like wouldn't have anyone to bounce ideas off of, like the Dean, and like Dean knows he's bad on his own. Like Dean knows the darkness that he often ends up in when he's by himself. That like brings out the worst parts of him in hunting. And so for Sam to be like, actually, I think you'd be better if you like didn't have anyone to like keep you in balance or support you or like care about your emotions. I actually think you'd be better off that way.
Like, it's terrible writing.
It's so bad writing because it doesn't feel like Sam, because that's never something that Sam at this point in the show, like that's something that maybe young Sam in a fit of anger
right after coming back from Stanton.
Yeah, and would have said, and then would have come back and been like, that was a fucked up thing to say. Whereas he doesn't, just says it so coldly, and it's just like doesn't feel like Sam.
And calculated. Like that's the worst part. He says it cold and calculated. Like he's been thinking about it for a while, and he still agrees with it. And it's like, what? Who are you? Is this John right now? Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's looking at universities is a wild writing choice.
Because like at this point, how old is he? He's 20.
Like, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, no, that's I'm not saying there's an age requirement to university.
Or is 30.
Yeah, it's totally fair. But like you are a 30-year-old, let's say, who has dropped off the map for the past 6 years, and you were wanted by the FBI?
Right, like in what universe are you faking getting into fucking college now?
Cool. Yeah. What name are you giving them? What record? Like this?
Yeah.
Most universities don't accept people who like have no record of who they are, what they've been for the past 8 years, and have also the only time they pop up is when they were wanted by the FBI for a bunch of murders.
Right. Like I think you can
doesn't make a lot of sense.
That's the type of student they're looking to matriculate.
Probably not.
Like, is Sam realistic? Like, is this a realistic thing? Again, when they've had him go off before on his own, it's always like sort of made sense. Like it made sense that when he was running from Lucifer, he went and just like became a bartender. Like those things have made sense. This just feels again like sort of really out of character.
Yeah.
And it's like why? What are you accomplishing with this, writers, other than like why are you manufacturing? And this is going to become a thing that I am going to continue to talk about, especially in some future seasons and plot lines, is like the manufactured conflict between them for plot convenience reasons is like my least favorite thing about the show.
That's so fair.
And this feels like a precursor of like worse examples of that are coming, which I am sorry.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Well, any other huge notes of this episode? Because I've got at least one prediction that I want to get into.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up.
Wrap up the main with a prediction.
Yeah. Predict.
Okay.
What you got for us?
It's not like it's not a prediction that's like super heavy because like I'm picking up on little threads here and there. I'm picking up on some big threads that they are dropping very heavily. But I can see a world in which in the next, let's say 2 episodes, in a world in the next 2 episodes. Is that what you were doing, Elena?
Yes, it was.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Should I do all my
God bless you for that.
Should I do all my predictions in like the trailer announcer voice?
I would love that.
Yes, starting now.
In a world where 2 brothers are no longer best friends and they...
I should think about what I'm going to say before I do it.
It's moments like this where I'm really sad we don't do video content as bonus stuff because
I bend my head out of the screen to get close.
Snapping.
Okay.
That will have to be something we do for Patreon at some point, is some video. I do that for
marker.
In a world where Sam and Dean are no longer working together on the same page, Sam once again leaves Dean, and Dean is left with no better option to go on hunts with than his one and only his second and only second lover, Benny, as his backup for hunts. That's probably going to happen in the next 2 episodes.
And so that's my prediction.
We appreciate the prediction. Excited to see what happens with that.
You know what I'm really excited to see if we keep this trend going? I'm excited to see Sam's predictions in that voice.
You can convince Sam to do that voice. God bless you.
Oh, yes. Sam, we're going to do this together, okay?
So that wraps up our main discussion that we have for this week's episode. So now it is time for our final and, dare we say, favorite section of the episode.
Dare we?
Character blessings. Who would like to go first? Not Noah.
I'm gonna bless Betsy because I don't know, like it's like for Brick, who's 900 years old, like to meet her and fall in love with her and not tell her and have this, so she has to wait until he doesn't age for her to find out. Like I'm not saying that like, you know, Brick should never, like obviously complexities here, but like the fact that he didn't tell her is really not okay. And then she has to be like, what do I want to do?
Thinking he's just the guy.
Right. It's not her. Like, she deserved to know that going in.
Yeah.
That's like not telling someone a huge part of like your identity and then just like letting them find out once they're like in a lot of ways in too deep
to
like
feel like
really walk away.
Within 6 months to a year, you should have that conversation.
Right.
You know?
Like, you don't, it doesn't have to be a first date conversation, but like she deserved to know long before she started to figure it out on her own. And it doesn't even sound like he ever told her. It sounds like she figured it out and then
confronted him.
Yeah, and I'm like, that sucks. And then she has to go through like the terrible like loss of him, and then also thinking that she might die because of his actions. It's just like really sucky for her. And I wanted to bless her for like hopefully being able to move on and have a good rest of her life. Yeah.
Very solid. This week, I'm going to bless the one and only Dean Winchester because my boy is just trying to get close with his brother again after he has been gone for a year and feel like he is, returned to a normal reality and is not missing a step. And he's been scared for a lot of the past year, and wanting to get to a normal, safe feeling with his brother by his side is not wrong of him, and it's not anything bad. And I hope that he can get that feeling of safety, whether or not it's with Sam or not. He deserves to feel safe and comfortable by himself or with Sam or with someone else. Like, he deserves to be able to take a break.
Be able to trust the person he's partnered with in whatever kind of partnership he is partnered.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, trust that not everything around him wants to kill him.
Right.
And so it's like, hey,
so nice for him to be able to think that.
Maybe relying on one person that you know and love and care for, maybe relying on them isn't the worst thing that you could do. But in this episode, he's being told that, hey, that person doesn't want you to rely on them. And that fucking
person has moved on from you in a really mean way.
Jesus Christ. I relate to that, and I feel that for him in a big way.
Like, I hate it.
I don't think anybody deserves to feel like that.
No,
hard agree.
Big blessings to Dean.
I love that.
It's a very good blessing.
I will wrap us up with a rather sweeping blessing. I'd like to bless everybody who got their hearts eaten for the last 900 years. It's like, damn, like people just been out here trying to live their lives, go about their days, and then Mr. Cacao was like, not today, and it's just for them.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, like we may never know their names, but we remember them nonetheless. I'm gonna stick with that for my blessing for this week.
Very good.
So that is all we have for today. Thank you both. Like I said, it's fun when we get to talk about a not good episode sometimes.
It's very fun. It's very freeing. We just get to rag on the things that deserve it, and bring light to some points that do deserve light, which not too many this episode.
Yep, not a lot.
Riot, but also not the name. But also, he's a cute puppy.
He's so cute. And I wish that Sam had gotten a dog under a situation that didn't make me furious. Also, final, very tiny note. And I think it's very fitting that we didn't talk about her basically a single bit. As how forgettable Amelia is and how like unbelievable her character is. Like manic pixie dream girl.
Yeah.
Like what? Just again,
on a blanket in the woods, like
glowing.
Setting a trap for Sam that required him to have his dog run away and then run to a specific point in the park.
Theoretically, I think she probably just would have revealed herself if they hadn't found her. Like, I don't think it's that.
Well, but how would she have done that?
Stand up and walk over?
But it seemed like they were distantly. It seemed like they were a pretty far distance away.
it's where they go for walks, I imagine it's like not. I don't know.
Okay.
My bigger
Also,
issue is
like,
with how
it was a
Sam
basic-
acts like he's never been given anything for his birthday before, which we just like
Which
know
we know
isn't
is not true.
Like
No, it's
spitting in
not.
the face of like anything
Okay.
Dean has ever done for him.
Dean means nothing to you.
Also, it was a basic ass birthday cake. Like, if you're really gonna
Right.
do a birthday
Oh.
in the park, like, don't get a sheet cake from ShopRite, sweetheart.
No,
Like, get
first
the-
of all,
She's so boring and nothing. She's so like nothing.
Yeah.
anybody
Like
who
write an
chooses
interesting.
cake for a birthday dessert is wrong. Pie is where it's at, okay?
Amen.
Cherry
Sure.
pie, blackberry pie. I'll name pies
for
all
my
day
birthday,
unless
I
somebody
can't
stops
agree
me.
with you, Noah. I cannot.
That's apple pie.
Not when cake exists.
Did I say cherry pie? Because fuck it, deserves to be said again.
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin, pecan pie.
Make sure
Okay.
you're
Elena,
subscribed to
Elena.
Saving People.
Yeah, thank you, Elena, for pushing us forward.
Blueberry pie. Raspberry pie.
We're just gonna fade the music out, or like, no, what you gotta do now is you gotta
Fade
in
Noah
between
out.
each one of the things, in between each one of the things that we say here, is you gotta put
Put one of those pies.
put like
pies.
two of the pies, like list two pies in between every extra
Apple pie.
You already said apple.
Fuck.
Just repeating pies, Noah.
rhubarb pie.
Rhubarb pie.
Is it my turn or is it someone else's turn?
Brussels sprout pie.
Okay, just talk over it, Elena.
Yeah.
That's
Why?
disgusting, Noah. Be very quiet.
Yeah, how do we
Stop.
turn this video
You've
off?
reached the end of your pies if you're naming Brussels sprouts pie.
All right. Make sure you are subscribed to Saving People Queering Things wherever you listen to your podcast and share our show with your friends.
Banana pie. You can also join our free Discord server, find links to our socials, and also, catch up on the latest season mixtapes. How are you guys feeling about that season 7 one? I'm loving it so far. All of that is at our website, along with plenty more, and that is queeringthingspodcast.com.
If you want to support the show, and we would be so grateful if you did, you can also find the link to our Patreon in the episode description and get some fun little perks for joining us and helping us make the show even better for you.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
We've just recently posted our first set of bloopers to that feed.
You can get those for at the lowest tier for
Go
just
check
a
it
couple
out.
bucks a month. You can get some silly little bloopers and some
We
other
love,
fun things.
We love the silly things. Speaking of banana pie.
My
You
God.
already said that.
I didn't say banana.
You absolutely
You
did.
absolutely did.
10
Like
seconds ago.
you
No, I
absolutely did.
said blackberry. I said
Replay the tape.
blueberry.
You replay the
When
tape.
you
As
listen
the person that
when you
replays
edit
the
this
tape.
episode, Noah,
Okay.
you're welcome.
You know what? You know what?
You said
I'm-
it twice.
I'm
If you
fucking-
find
okay.
it, you have to leave it in.
If I find it, I will leave it in. If I
If
don't
not-
find it,
I look forward to it being left in.
key lime pie.
It's all right. August and I know we're right. It's fine. Be sure to ride along with us next week as we explore season 8, episode 4, Bitten Through the Theme of Fear.
Thank you all for coming along for the pie ride, and we wish you a peaceful road until we meet again.